Well, hi, everybody, and welcome to this afternoon's broadcast here on the Solano College Sports Network. I'm Greg Poff, along with my broadcast partner, Zach Poff, bringing you all of today's exciting action as the American River Beavers are here on the campus of Solano Community College at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium, facing off against the Solano Falcons in the last non-conference game of the season. Should be a dandy of a game, and now for the starting lineups, let's start off with the visiting American River College Beavers. Leading things off in center field, number 9, Greg Harris. Batting in the second spot, number 5, John Vieira. He'll be at third. Batting third, Jason Fletcher. He'll be the designated hitter. Batting in the cleanup spot today in right field, number 16, Andrew Leweski. Batting fifth at first base, number 19, Dalton DeVries. Batting sixth, number 1 in left field, Joe Williams. Batting seventh at second base today for the Beavers, number 15, Matt Young. Behind the dish will be number 23, Matt Piombo. And batting ninth will be number 22, David Cooley. He'll be at short. On the mound, number 51, Thomas Peterson. He comes in with a 2.25 ERA. No decisions yet in 16 innings pitched on the season. Now for the Solano Falcons, leading things off will be number 2, shortstop David Fernandez. Batting second today, moving up in the lineup, number 1, third baseman Tucker Bishop. Batting in the 3 spot, number 6, Zach Wells. He'll be in right field. He'll be followed in the cleanup spot by first baseman Alex Crosby. Batting 5th at second base, number 7, Justin Quilliton. Batting 6th, getting the start today, is a designated hitter, number 29, Matt Mitchell. In left field today, batting 7th, number 12, Gio Torres. Behind the plate, batting 8th, number 21, Aaron Brasher. And batting 9th, rounding out the lineup for the Falcons, number 17, Jordan Tolbert. He'll be in center field. On the mound, getting the start today for the Falcons, will be Nick Driscoll. He comes in with an 0.59 ERA. That's second in the Bay Valley Conference. No decision in 15 innings pitched. He does have 3 walks and 5 strikeouts. And now it looks like we're getting the infield just about ready for play. And here's my broadcast partner, Zach Poff.
Well, thank you for that intro, partner. We are set. Nick Driscoll on the hill, making his second start of the season. Has come out of the bullpen on 3 separate occasions, so really his 5th appearance. The kid has been absolute money this year. No record to show for it, but an ERA at 0.59, second best ERA in the BVC. Has gone 15 1/3 of inning, 5 Ks, 3 strikeouts for the sophomore righty Nick Driscoll. Facing a very tough lineup here in American River, and Greg Harris, the leadoff hitter, 324 average this year, and when he gets on base, he usually comes around to score. 8 runs scored on the year for the leadoff man for the American River squad.
Yeah, and the Beavers coming up, first 4 hitters, all hitting over 300, so pretty potent lineup, at least at the top, facing a pretty good pitcher, Nick Driscoll.
0-1, outside corner, strike 2 in the home plate ump here this afternoon, Jeff Dunmore, and the infield ump here today, Danny Speck.
Driscoll's last start against Mission, very effective in that game, won by the Falcons.
0-2 outside, count now 1-2. And Driscoll's only start this year went 7 innings, 0 earned runs, allowed 6 hits, 2 strikeouts and 2 walks, no decision against Mission. Back on February 12th. 1-2, laced right up the middle for a leadoff single for Greg Harris.
Good job of hitting by Harris, the center fielder. Just kind of went with that pitch. Looked like Driscoll took a little bit off that one, and Harris able to stay back and lace that one just past Fernandez out into center field. And so the Beavers trying to get things going here, top of the first inning, leadoff runner aboard.
Now the third baseman, John Vieira, steps into the box. 367 average this year. 2 runs batted in for Vieira. Greg Harris has some wheels over at first base. Takes off. Feet first slide, and he is in there safely as the tag applied late by Justin Clayton. An excellent jump by Greg Harris, his second stolen base on the season now.
Throw by Brasher just a tad high, and I think that's what Coach Stover is talking to the home plate umpire about, maybe some batter's interference that caused the high throw by Brasher.
So Stover got his 2 cents in. So the count's 0-1. Harrison scoring position already, nobody out. Second batter of the game, John Vieira up. And American River comes in 5-6 overall. Solano, on the other hand, 5-4. Bunts down. And there's going to be no play as that one gets by Driscoll, and Tucker Bishop, the third baseman, just eats it. So runners now on the corners, nobody down, and Driscoll has been sailing all season long and in a bit of trouble here to start off against American River.
And Vieira obviously just going for the sacrifice, trying to move the runner over, but Driscoll couldn't quite get to it, and I think with Driscoll going for the ball, it kind of prevented Tucker Bishop from coming in from third and trying to maybe barehand it and make a throw.
And where that bunt was placed, just too far out of reach for Bishop to really make a play. Driscoll comes with the fastball, paints the outside corner, strike one.
Really can't place that bunt any better. Nice job by Vieira.
And now Driscoll has to face Jason Fletcher, 367 average this year, 9 RBIs, has had at least 1 hit in 10 of the 11 games this year. Can't lay off the high fastball, fouls it straight back, so Driscoll quickly ahead, 0-2, and a strikeout right here would be huge for Driscoll.
Yeah, especially with nobody out. And Driscoll, in 15.1 innings pitched, has only given up 1 earned run thus far this season.
0-2 fastball behind outside, ball 1, and Fletcher currently with a 3-game hitting streak. Has had an RBI in 6 of the 11 games this year. Fletcher, the sophomore out of Rosemont High School. One of the better hitters in Northern California. This one fouled straight back, and maybe room for Crosby. And can't make the play as went carrying it off the fence. Literally an impossible angle for our camera guy to shoot Orlando.
And he was close to making that, too. Our vision was affected. Couldn't see if he came down with it. Actually blocked, but good effort by Crosby. But, boy, that would have been huge if he makes that catch. That would have been a big out for Driscoll. We would have liked to have that one. So especially against Fletcher.
Count 1-2 against one of the better hitters in Northern California. One, two, high. Brasher throws the second. Tags late. Harris comes in to score as he took off after the throw from Brasher. So the Beavers going with a little Falcon play in their back pocket, and that's how American River strikes first. And now Stover going to have a little chat with the infield ump, Danny Speck. And it did look like Layton got the tag down late, and he was already in at second. So Stover's been busy here. He's had a little chat with home plate ump Jeffrey Dunmore. Now going to have a little chat with the infield ump, Danny Speck.
I wonder if American River calls that play the Beaver. Falcons, of course, like to run what's called their Falcon play with runners on first and third. Have the runner try to steal second, who's on first, and see if he can get that runner home. American River does it successfully, and up 1-0 here. Still nobody out, top of the first.
And that's only the second earned run that Driscoll has allowed all season long. 2-2, smoke down the third base side, and fair right past Bishop. John Vieira is going to come in and score easily, and Jason Fletcher is stinking 3, and the ball has disappeared. So that's going to be a ground rule double, I believe.
Yeah, stuck under the batting cage. You know, I think it was earlier in the season, Zach, it might have been against San Mateo, where the Falcons won the first game against San Mateo 7-6, but a San Mateo hitter had hit the ball down the line, or excuse me, Solano, it was Crosby, and the San Mateo outfielder claimed that it was stuck, but you could see the ball right in front of the cage. Umpire didn't call it. Crosby gets an infield, in the park home run.
Infield home run would be pretty tough, right? I don't know if a guy like Ricky Henderson could do that.
And that's Crosby's 1 home run. But in that one, you could clearly see the ball sitting in front of the batting cage. This one, all the way behind.
This one hit off the glove of Driscoll. Looks to third. Wisely just throws to first for the first out of the inning as Andrew Leweski is retired. And Leweski, 478 average, 13 RBIs, at OPS at 1.094. Driscoll gets him out. So now Fletcher over at third in scoring position. American River already up 2-0 here in the top of the first. And Fletcher on that double. 8 doubles now on the season. 8 of his 19 hits are doubles. His 10th RBI on the year. Dalton DeVries now steps into the box, the lefty, going against the right-handed throwing Nick Driscoll. And DeVries, freshman out of Oakmont High School. Batting .296 on the year. Smokes this one down the first base side and just foul. And this kid had some nice cuts during BP earlier today.
Well, we told you with American River, those first 4 hitters are pretty dangerous, and you can see the result of that here in the first inning.
1-1. This one hit right center. Tolbert, center fielder, gets under it. Fletcher tags, and he's going to score standing up. So just like that, American River has their first 3 runs on the board. And he missed home plate, so that is how the third out is recorded as Fletcher. You know what? I thought Fletcher might have missed home plate, and he did, and that is how this inning ends. So take that 1 run off the board, 2-0 American River after the top of the first. I thought he missed home too.
And we stopped, right, Orlando?
Yeah, he did.
Good deal.
So we're ready to start the bottom of the first. The righty, Thomas Peterson, making a second start on the year. The freshman out of De La Salle High has pretty good numbers as a starter. No record to show for it, but an ERA at 2.25, 16 innings worth of work, 5 Ks, 4 walks for the righty. Out of one of the better athletic high schools, not in just California, but in the nation, De La Salle High.
Well, you hear a whole lot about their football program, but their baseball team over the years has been pretty successful as well.
First pitch outside to the leadoff hitter, David Fernandez. 345 average on the year for the freshman shortstop out of Army, Ohio. 1-1, or the 1-0 right there for strike one.
So a few changes in the Solano lineup today, and of course last non-conference game.
1-1 inside and high, 2-1.
Tucker Bishop moving from the 5th spot up to the number 2 spot. And Matt Mitchell getting the start as a designated hitter in the 6th spot.
Watch out for this kid as the season goes. The kid can rake. A DH here today, and count now 3-1 to Fernandez, and Fernandez 0 for his last 6. Nice 3-1, took a little off. Fernandez out in front, counting out full.
Boy, you look at Fernandez's average at 345, shows what a hot start he had to the season.
Well, before he started his 0 for 6 streak, he had a 4 for 4 game. This one hit right at the shortstop. Strong throw to first, just in time. David Cooley with the strong throw, and Dalton DeVries, excellent job of stretching to get Fernandez by a step.
Boy, and just by a step. Fernandez really getting down the base paths pretty fast there, down the first baseline.
Tucker Bishop now in the 2-hole, as you mentioned, partner, has been in the 5 spot throughout the season. Been a little bit of a struggle here. He's 1 for his last 10, so Stover hoping if he moves him in front of Zach Wells, he's going to get a little more pitches to hit. Swings at the first pitch, right at the shortstop. Cooley fields it on 2 hop. Strong throw to first. 2 up, 2 down here for Thomas Peterson.
So Cooley getting all the work thus far for the Beavers. Looking pretty good at shortstop. 2 nice plays. And I think Coach Doug Jumule, who's the coach of the American River Beavers, still trying to figure out who the starting shortstop is going to be. David Cooley, also Cameron Bennett, number 21, has been seeing some time at shortstop as well for the Beavers.
And the problem with Cooley hasn't been with the glove. It's been with the bat. 2 for 21 this year. Zach Wells has had a hit in all 9 of Solano's games. Count now 2-0.
Yeah, Cooley only with 4 errors. Not bad for a shortstop on the season. So doing pretty well, as you said, Zach, with the glove.
2-0, just misses outside, so Zach Wells quickly head 3-0, and Zach Wells off to another phenomenal season this year, batting .368 with 7 RBIs, .579 slugging percentage. 3-0, taken all the way. Outside corner, strike 1. Zach Wells, the sophomore out of Bear River High. All BVC last year. 3-1. Wells can't check his swing, count now full.
Good pitch by Peterson there. Just took a little bit off it. Fooled Wells out in front.
Zach Wells just an all-around good baseball player and even better off the field. 3-2. Smoked. Down the third base side and foul right by the Falcons hitting coach, Tommy Pavesi.
Yeah, Falcons are set in the 3 spot and the 4 spot in the lineup with Zach Wells and Crosby, both preseason All-Americans, both off to an excellent start. And Zach, I think you were telling me before the start of the game, both of them have hit safely in every single game thus far that the Falcons have played.
Yeah, both have 9-game hitting streaks to start off the 2013 season. The 3-2. Hit right to the shortstop, Cooley, and right under his glove. Sorry, Cooley. Broadcaster's jinx right there. Fielded the first 2 cleanly. That was a smoke ball right at him. A play usually you'll see Cooley make, but a tough
we
play
saw
to
make it previously.
Yeah.
It was pretty close to the last 2 hit. That wasn't any more difficult, but that time Cooley just not able to stay down on the ball. You know, Zach, I heard a couple of the infielders talking about the infield before the start of the game, not too happy with the condition of the infield.
I tell you what, though, you find most community college baseball fields, the infield's not going to be the best. This one in foul territory. The third baseman makes a nice over-the-shoulder catch. John Vieira in foul territory for the final out. So erases the shortstop Cooley's error. So through 1, American River up 2-0.
Beavers, left fielder, Joe Williams.
Joe Williams leading off here to start off the top of the second. First pitch swinging. Right center. Wells calls for it. 1 pitch, 1 down here in the top of the second.
Nice communication there between Wells and Tolbert, the center fielder. Tolbert looked like he was wading in to make the catch. And
Wells is like, hey, bro, I'm the sophomore here. All right, you're just a little freshman coming in. Everything that's kind of to your side, you can have, but if it's towards right, baby, I got it. And Zach Wells, I mean, if there are gold gloves given out in all the conferences, Zach Wells would have won a gold glove last year. Very speedy right fielder's got a Josh Reddick type of cannon.
And just smart. Very intelligent ball player.
0-1, fastball high and outside.
Tolbert has been excellent in center field for the Falcons defensively. Outstanding job.
Yeah, the outfield has been good defensively throughout the season. Ibarra and Torres have done a good job in left field. You know who else has done a good job is the 1-1 misses. No, it's Jacob Caballero. The kid he's a pitcher, and he's played pretty well in left field.
Yeah, he made some nice catches in that blowout loss on Saturday.
Yeah, Caballero made a couple of nice plays. This one smoked right up the box for a 1-out single for Matt Young, the second baseman. So there's been a couple of well-hit balls against Nick Driscoll, and Nick Driscoll has been phenomenal throughout the season, making his second start here today. Pitched very well in his only start against Mission with 7 innings, no earned runs allowed. Got the no decision.
Yeah, he was cruising in that game. It was really his defense that kind of let him down later in that game.
Quick throw to first. Young back safely.
So the Falcons, pretty impressive start to the season. Come into this game 5-4. If they end up with the win, 6-4 non-conference play.
Pitch inside to the catcher, Matt Piombo. .238 average this year, 1 RBI.
Last year, the Falcons only 3-9 in non-conference play. Of course, a lot of these kids in the lineup were freshmen last year. Solano last year, almost entirely a roster consisting of freshmen. Started off last year 3-9 and then got things going once they got into conference play. Had a 10-game win streak. And then ended the season on a 4-5 note, just barely missing the playoffs. As there you see Coach Stover, some words of encouragement to Nick Driscoll, the pitcher, just trying to get him to settle down and get into the game.
You mean yelling words of encouragement? Right in his grill there, telling Driscoll, just do what you do best. And getting back to Solano's non-conference record, if they do win this game and go 6-4 in non-conference, it would be the second time in the last 7 years that they've had a winning record in non-conference games. 2011, the only other year they did that. This one hit shallow right, going to be a tough play. Colayton going back. Wells calls for it, makes a play. Throws for first, try and double him up. but Young gets back safely. So Zach Wells showing off those wheels, getting into shallow right field to make the play. And also, too, you had to worry about JQ coming in and maybe a collision going on.
Yeah, communication there probably has to be just a little bit better, especially with Wells coming in so fast. And I think JQ was just surprised by how quickly Wells came in from right field. So big out for the Falcons, second one here in the inning.
Runner takes off. Cooley smokes this one. Matter of fair foul, and that one is just foul.
That was slicing, too. Boy, I thought that was going to land just fair and just tailed at the last minute. Still pretty close. But I think home plate umpire Jeff Dunmore got that one right.
I mean, it was a matter of inches right there. I mean, I wouldn't have been shocked to see him call that one fair or foul. It was right on the line, basically, and just maybe a centimeter to the left of the foul line. It
did look like a little bit of chalk kicked up, though. Not absolutely sure, and if it hits the chalk, it's fair.
Runner takes off. Brasher, strong throw to second. And Quillayton gets the tag down to end the inning as Matt Young is gunned down, stealing on his first stolen base attempt of the season. So through 1.5, Falcons down 2-0.
Now batting, second baseman, number 7, Justin Quillitan.
We on?
All right, here, bottom of the second. Peterson looked good in the the bottom of the first. Basically got 4 outs. JQ fouls this one straight down and count 0-2. Our boy Orlando Torres on the camera here today. Do an outstanding job with Solano College Sports Network. I'm Zach Poff here with Greg Poff, bringing you Solano baseball. They're down 2-0 here in the bottom of the second. Justin Quillayton, number 5 hitter, takes the 0-2 outside for ball 1. And JQ, 270 average this year, 1 home run and 6 RBIs.
Quillayton also has been pretty solid at second base for the Falcons.
1-2, fouled straight back.
And you look at the Falcons lineup, pretty set going into non-conference play. Infield set, you got Crosby at first, JQ.
I mean, I really think the only position up for grabs is not even on the field. It's a designated hitter spot.
Yeah.
It's between Speeney and the guy that's on deck, Matt Mitchell. This one hit weakly to third. Vieira fields it. Strong throw to first. 1 up, 1 down here in the bottom of the second.
Boy, Solano hasn't got a ball out of the infield yet today. 3 ground outs, a pop up, and
well, if you want to see a ball hit out of the infield, your guy's coming up right here. This kid's got some pop. Matt Mitchell, the designated hitter, 375 average this year, 3 RBIs, a slugging percentage at .571.
Big athletic kid, about 5'11", 220.
Out of Bethel. OPS at 1.071. He's only struck out 1 time this season, has 5 walks. 1-0 outside, count now 2-0, and I think this is the guy that's really going to be the DH for the Falcons in most of the conference games. 2-0, fastball, outside corner, strike 1.
And today for Matt Mitchell, kind of a final audition maybe, or audition to get that designated hitter spot. Of course, Nick Speeney expected to be the DH for the Falcons this year.
2-1, outside, count 3-1, and Mitchell's only played in 3 games this year, I believe. 6 games this year, but has only had 8 at-bats. (3-1), right at the knees, so the count's full.
And Mitchell, very good eye at the plate. I've seen him a couple times work a count that was in the pitcher's favor and end up with a walk.
3-2, fouled into the catcher Matt Piombo's glove, so only the second time Mitchell's been struck out, and Peterson has been money so far here through 1 2/3.
Yeah, Falcons still trying to get a ball out of the infield. And Gio Torres could be their last chance in this inning with 2 outs.
And Torres has played well when he's been in the lineup. 308 average, OPS at 906. Torres shows bunt, pulls it back, ball 1.
Gio Torres out of Fairfield High School.
Older brother Christian Torres played here with Solano. This one fouled straight back off the umpire, Jeff Dunmore's chest protector.
And I remember Christian Torres was on that 2010 team. Of course, it lost to DVC in the playoffs and then left Solano. I'm trying to remember where he went. It might have been Contra Costa. I know he played for someone else the next year.
1-2. Torres hits it right to the first baseman, Dalton DeVries. Steps on the bag, so another solid inning for Thomas Peterson. 1-2-3 in the bottom of the second through 2. Falcons down 2-0. And leading off here, the same guy that was in the batter's box in the top of the second, David Cooley. Matt Young got caught stealing to end the top of the second. Cooley's been struggling in the box, 2 for 21 this year, average at .095. Cooley, the sophomore out of El Dorado High School. 6 foot, 170-pound right-handed batter. Shows butt, pulls it back, a little outside. Count now 1-1. And of course, American River, led by Doug Jumalet. 5-6 this year for the American River Beavers. Last year, they finished 8-28, 3-21 in the Big 8. David Cooley takes this one off the spot where most batters, if they're going to get hit, would like to get hit, right in the bicep.
And it looked like Driscoll took a little bit off that pitch and just got away from him. So Driscoll struggling just a little bit, more so in that first inning, last inning. Able to retire the side thanks to Brasher throwing out Matt Young, trying to steal second.
Cooley bluffed, went back to first. Greg Harris, 1 for 1. Came around to score the first run of the game for the Beavers. His 9th run scored on the season. And Greg Harris is, you could tell just watching before this game started, shows bunt, pulls it back, little inside, count 1-1. He's the entertainment on this squad. He's having fun, playing a little air guitar on the bat earlier in this one, getting the team going.
And you need that guy. Keep everything loose, have fun, but still excellent ball player and all business when he gets at the plate.
Harris pulls the bunt back, a little outside, and I believe they called a balk on Driscoll. I don't know what they called it. He couldn't have been a balk. He came home with the play. And it is a balk on Nick Driscoll. Count back to 1-1. This time Harris gets the bunt down, but foul. So now 2 strikes on Harris, the leadoff hitter for the Beavers.
Boy, already action in the Solano dugout, or excuse me, in the bullpen, Zach, with Ryan Ernest getting loose already.
And they even got him up in the first to kind of throw up and get his arm kind of loosened. And it's been a struggle for Ernest this year. 3 appearances, an ERA at 16.88. Harris gets a bunt down with 2 strikes, perfectly placed. Going to be a tough play for Bishop. Crosby off the bag. What an outstanding bunt with 2 strikes by Greg Harris, the leadoff hitter.
Yeah, they have been very good with the bunts. Boy, remember that one John Vieira laid down in the first to move Harris over, and that time Harris does it. Gets Cooley over to third. So runners on the corners. Beavers up 2-0 here in the top of the third and trying to tack on to that lead.
And this is exactly how the first inning started, except Greg Harris got on by a single to start the inning off, and David Cooley got hit by a pitch to start this one off, but runners on the corners with nobody out. John Vieira had a perfectly placed bunt single in his first at-bat. He's 1 for 1 this afternoon. Nice job by Brasher on the low pitch to keep it in front of him. And this is the hardest that any team has made Driscoll have to work this season.
And Driscoll coming in, 0.59 ERA.
It's allowed 2 earned runs so far. That's 1 more earned run than he's allowed. And this one gets away from Brasher. David Cooley's going to step on home, standing up. Harris advances to second. 3-0 now, American River.
Boy, and you don't see many balls get by Brasher, but that one does, and it's costly.
Now you get a look at Brasher having a little chat with Driscoll as John Vieira in the box. And Brasher's just saying, Driscoll, come on, man. You just got to stay focused, get us out of this inning, only allow one run here.
And Brasher, of course, does an excellent job working with all the pitchers on this staff last year, just as a freshman. Excellent job, especially with all the injuries Solano went through last year to their pitching staff.
Time called. Greg Harris at second base with nobody out. One run in already here in the top of the third. David Cooley led off, getting hit by a pitch. Vieira shows bunt, pulls it back. Hit right at Zach Wells and right. Gets it in. Harris back to second. So
Boy,
one
Wells.
out here now.
Wells makes it look easy, doesn't he? I mean, that was a pretty sharply hit ball, and Wells covers ground. Never looks like he's struggling out there. Everything's so smooth, always in the right position.
And the one thing Zach Wells does is he makes plays that aren't routine plays and makes them look just like they should be routine and very smooth out with his glove. Excellent speed. Now Driscoll has to deal with the 3 and 4 hitters as Jason Fletcher ripped an RBI double in his first at bat, and Andrew Leweski on deck. Combined 23 RBIs for the 3-4 hitters for the Beavers. Two of the best hitters in Northern California. 0-1 in the dirt.
Good stop by Brasher there.
Driscoll got lucky. Fletcher helped him out there, so the count now 0-2.
And Fletcher, tremendous hitter, 367. That was a good pitch by Driscoll. Hard to fool this guy.
Fletcher's had a hit in 10 of the 11 games, now 11 of 12 games after his hit here in the first.
Driscoll just missed the outside corner with that pitch.
Fletcher, the sophomore out of Rosemont High. Righty on righty matchup with Driscoll and Fletcher. Runner takes off. This one fouled towards the Falcons dugout.
Good pitch by Driscoll. Took a little bit off that one. Fooled Fletcher. Good job by Fletcher, though. Able to get a piece of it, stay alive at the plate. And as you said, Fletcher out of Rosemont High School. I don't know if you remember, Zach, we covered them in football. Tremaine Bondurant's junior year, that was their first round playoff game.
Yeah, I remember Alex Hubbard had a big time game.
Yes. Beat Rosemont handily in round one. And then I think the Fairfield Falcons in that second game had to go play Grant.
That didn't fare too well for him.
Didn't fare too well for him at all.
Didn't fare too well for any team in the Solano region that had to go play Grant High.
Yeah, Wilsey Wood, I think, had to play him the next year. Got demolished.
Brasher throws a second. Harris back standing up safely. Pitch was outside, so the count now 2-2.
Just a beautiful Tuesday afternoon here on the campus of Solano Community College. Bit of a breeze blowing out towards left field, but not nearly as windy as it will get once we get into March here at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium.
2-2, high fastball, fisted, shallow left. Fernandez, a shortstop, going back, makes the play. 2 down now here in the top of the third. Excellent job by Driscoll, facing one of the better hitters in Northern California, and just kept Fletcher off balance the entire at-bat, and then got a weak pop-up in a shallow left, and Fernandez, the shortstop, made the play.
So Driscoll just trying to minimize the damage, get out of this top of the third, just giving up another run. Beavers up 3-0.
But now he's got to get through the cleanup guy, Andrew Leweski. .478 average this year, 13 runs batted in. High chopper. Fernandez, a shortstop, fields it. Going to be a strong throw, and off the bag is Crosby. Good job by Crosby to make sure and not allow it to get by him and hold Harris at third.
Yeah, tough play for Fernandez there. Had to go deep in the hole to make the play. Does, but just didn't quite have enough on the throw to beat the speedy Leweski. I'm kind of surprised the way he got down there.
And I think Driscoll's done for the afternoon. Stover not happy with Driscoll here today. So Driscoll goes 2 2/3 And kind of shocking, Stover elects to go to the bullpen here, but he is not happy what he's seen with Nick Driscoll here early on. And, of course, Driscoll, a guy that was going to be used in the bullpen this year and doesn't want to overuse his arm here early on in the season before BVC play starts this coming Thursday.
Yeah, and I think it might be more about Stover wants to get a look at some of his bullpen pitchers to see, all right, who he's going to be able to go with. And Ryan Ernest, you even talked about it, you look at his earned run average, and of course Ryan Ernest, the freshman out of Columbine High School, but 16.88 in just 2.2 innings. But he's actually pitched pretty well. I remember in the game on Saturday, a couple balls that weren't hit hard, that just kind of had eyes and cost him some runs.
And you get a look at the big lefty right there, and also in the background you get a little chat with Tucker Bishop and Fernandez. There's been a couple of plays where they've been unsure who wants to field the bunt, so there also might be talk a little bit about that too. And you get a look at the big lefty Ryan Ernest, as you mentioned, partner out of Columbine High, 6'3", 185-pound lefty. And anytime you've only had 2 2/3 inning, I mean, the ERA is either going to be really good or it could be overblown, and that's the case with Ryan Ernest here today.
Yeah, he's pitched a lot better than his earned run average actually indicates. But a chance for Stover to get a look at the freshman left-hander, as you said, and that is one of the weaknesses when you look at the Solano pitching staff. They only have 3 lefties on the staff, and so Ryan Ernest is a guy that Stover hopes he can go to, especially when he wants to bring a left-hander out of the bullpen.
And also, too, he's got a lefty coming up in Dalton DeVries, so now you get a lefty-on-lefty matchup, a more favorable matchup. American River's already scored 1 run here in the top of the 3rd. They're up 3-0 here. Still early, top of the 3rd inning. But Greg Harris 90 feet away at third base. And Andrew Leweski reached on the infield single, standing at first. So runners on the corners, 2 down. Ryan Ernest comes out of the pen to face Dalton DeVries.
And the ball really not hit hard in this inning, kind of like in the first when they got 2 runs. But 1 run has scored here in the top of the 3rd.
First pitch, low and outside for ball 1. Ernest on the year, 2 strikeouts to 3 walks, making his 4th appearance. DeVries, 2 RBIs on the season, 296 average. Ernest throws over to first. DeVries ended the first inning flying out to Jordan Tolbert in center field. The 1-0. Nice job by the lefty batter, DeVries, to check his swing, and DeVries is still upset he didn't get an RBI in the first inning when Fletcher missed home plate and was called out, trying to tag up. 2-0, high and outside, so the count now 3-0 with Joe Williams on deck.
And when you think of it, with the Falcons down 3-0, they've actually had a couple close plays that have gone their way. The foul in the last inning hit by one of the Beavers that was called foul, could have been called fair.
3-0, strike 1.
And Brasher's throw to end the last inning down to second was a close play. And also the play at home that you mentioned before. Cost DeVries a run batted in.
And also, too, we never got a clear explanation from the home plate ump, Jeff Dunmore, if he left third early or if he missed home plate. But from our eyes, it looked like he missed home plate. Foul territory, Zach Wells makes the play, so that is how this inning ends. 2 runners stranded for American River, but they do get 1 more on the board. 3-0, American River through 2.5.
All right, we're all set to go here. Bottom of the 3rd, getting things started for the Falcons. Aaron Brasher, the catcher, and boy, Brasher, just a horrible start to the season at the plate. Brasher coming into this afternoon's contest with just 2 hits on the season, hitting .074. But Brasher really doesn't have to worry about that. He is going to be the starting catcher for the Falcons. Too valuable behind the plate, and this kid can hit. He's just got to get things going, get out of this slump. Maybe it happens today. Here's the next pitch, a little bit high for a ball, so the count now 1-1. So no outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. American River up 3-0 over the Falcons. Still a long ways to go in this one. Last non-conference game. This one is hit fair, and that's going down the line. Brasher is going for two. He's going to have a stand-up double. And Williams having trouble digging the ball out of the behind the bullpen, but gets it in, holds Brasher to a long double. So Aaron Brasher, solid double. Maybe that'll get his bat awake, and just in time for conference play. All right, now coming up to the plate, Jordan Tolbert getting a start in center field today, and I think it looks like Tolbert is probably going to be the starting center fielder for the Falcons. Start of conference play on Thursday, and the Marin Mariners come into town. New rankings in California out, and the College of Marin ranked number 4 in Northern California. Falcons have moved up from 19 to 15. Throw over, Brasher able to get back. Matt Young, the second baseman, over to take the throw. And so Thomas Peterson, first real jam he's been in, with Brasher on with the leadoff double. Here's the next pitch, and it's a bunt lay down, and the pitcher falls down. Third baseman doesn't throw it. Good decision by Vieira at third. So Peterson, and he would have had a play if he wouldn't have slipped, but tumbles off the mound, and so two batters up, 2 runners on, and now we go to the top of the order. David Fernandez coming up to the plate.
Man, I think I'm bad luck for Aaron Brasher. Every time I watch his at-bats, he somehow gets robbed or strikes out. I'm going for 1 AB, and he
down the line. It was just fair, though. It was close. In fact, a little argument with Doug Jumile and the home plate umpire, but that next pitch, ball, and that was the first pitch to Fernandez. Count 1-0. So Falcons have runners on the corners, nobody out, down by 3. Thomas Peterson on the hill for the Beavers.
And this is really the first time they've actually had any trouble against Peterson. Brasher's double was the first hit that Solano's had. Push bunt to first. Off to Vries. Flip to first, not in time. Brasher comes in to score, and both runners safe now at first and second.
And that ball just took a hard hop off the grass and just bounced up and hit DeVries in the chest. But it hit him so hard, it bounced so far away, he just had no chance to recover, get the ball, and make the throw on Fernandez, who really gets down the base pass in a hurry.
That'll go down as an error on Dalton DeVries. And it looked like he was trying to come home here, and he just tried to fill the play. I mean, it was a push bunt right at him. He had to play at home plate if he comes out with it cleanly.
Yeah, couldn't handle the hop and then bounced off him and enabled the runner.
How would you like to see a Matt Piombo and Aaron Brasher collision at home plate?
Oh, my goodness.
Bishop shows bunt, pulls it back. So the Falcons 1 run in here, the first run of the game, down 3-1 now. Tucker Bishop up with runners on first and second. Zach Wells on deck.
Yeah, Piombo, big dude, 6'2", 220.
Aaron Brasher, of course, played fullback at Vallejo. He's always ready for contact. Bishop gets a bunt down. Excellent job by Peterson. Barehanded throw to third in time. What a play by Thomas Peterson, showing the athleticism as a pitcher.
Yeah, he was going to make up for his little stumble off the mound last time. Says, hey, I got some athletic props. Let me show you what I can do. And barehands that one, falling down, and throws it. Nice play by Vieira at third to scoop that one out of the dirt just in time to retire the runner.
Now Peterson has to deal with Zach Wells, but excellent job. You get the lead runner out at third base. Fernandez now at second, Tucker Bishop at first. And Zach Wells takes the first pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Zach Wells reached on the air by the shortstop, David Cooley, in the first. He was the first runner to get on base before Brasher's leadoff double here in the third. 0-1 in the dirt. Nice job by Piombo to keep that one in front.
Yeah, it looks like Peterson, when he really goes for the velocity, has a tendency to overthrow the ball, and that's why some of those fastballs have been low and in the dirt. Makes a catcher's job even tougher.
Runners take off. Wells hits this one right between third and short. Fernandez going to score easily, and Tucker Bishop, little trouble rounding second, but able to get back to the bag.
And he's got to be careful. If he falls too far away, he's got that little frame. May not be able to stretch out and get the bag, but he does. And boy, what a nice bit of hitting by Zach Wells. Just went with the pitch, laces it right through the infield, just past a diving John Vieira at third, and gets another run on the board for the Falcons. Now down just by one here and still one out.
8th RBI on the season for Zach Wells. Now has hit safely in all 10 games. Now Peterson has to deal with the Falcons. Cleanup hitter Alex Crosby, and hits this one well to left center. And nobody's going to get to that one. It's going to go all the way to the fence for the center fielder. Harris gets to it. Bishop rounds third. Zach Wells right behind him. Bishop's in. Wells is in also, as the tag is not applied by the catcher, Matt Piombo.
What a slide by Zach Wells. Zach, I thought he was going to be out dead to rights, but nice slide head first, gets around the tag by Piombo, and Doug Jumile out to have another conversation with the home plate umpire.
And as you mentioned, partner, that was an excellent slide by Zach Wells, able to get around the tag from Matt Piombo, and the home plate ump, Jeffrey Dunmore, had a perfect angle looking at that one. So a 2-run double for Alex Crosby, now with 7 RBIs on the season, and just like Wells, he has now hit safely in all 10 games, and the home plate umpire has just been tossed. Doug Jumelet has been tossed, so of course he's going to have some fun with it.
We got to get a mic out there. And, of course, the frustration by Jumelet. It seems like every call has gone against American River, and he's just beside himself.
Second base infield ump Danny Speck has to come in and try and get him to calm down a little bit.
And I'm sure Coach Jumelet feels a little better now. And, you know, the home plate umpire, he just took it, let him have his piece, right? And go back and play ball. We'll see what kind of impact that, though, has on home plate umpire.
And Jumelet is standing up for his team. I mean, he hasn't been getting the calls to go his way, and he's backing up his team and goes and let Jeffrey Dunmore have an earful, and well deserved. I mean, you gotta back up your team, and Jumelet did just that. He felt the calls have not been going his way, and he's backing up his team.
And there have been some close calls, Zach, probably 3 or 4 close calls, and it seems that everyone has gone the way of the Falcons.
And it started in the first inning. When the DH, Jason Fletcher, tried to tag from third, got called out.
So Jeff Dunmore, he's going to kind of give his ears a rest and shake his head, shake it off a little bit. Just got an earful from the Beavers head coach, and we'll get back to playing baseball. But really, it's been Zach Wells and Alex Crosby coming up in big situation, guys on and doing their job and getting the runners home.
We go, Thomas. Hit him on. Hey, good move. We go, Thomas. Hey, baby, right after now, 5-1, so kid.
So JQ at the plate. Falcons have taken the lead 4-3 now. And still one out here in the bottom of the third.
JQ takes the first pitch, strike one, outside corner. Crosby scoring position at second with one out. Falcons have scored all 4 of their runs here in the bottom of the third. RBI single for Zach Wells. Fernandez didn't get credit for the RBI on the air by the first baseman DeVries. This one popped a mile high in the infield. The shortstop Cooley calls for it, and actually lets the third baseman Vieira go get it. Hit right at Vieira.
Big out there for Peterson. Gets that second out. Crosby still at second, and now coming up to the plate, Matt Mitchell. Struck out his last time up, and another opportunity for the kid that is possibly trying to earn a spot as the starting designated hitter for the Falcons when conference play begins on Thursday. We'll have that game for you here on the Solano College Sports Network. First conference game of the season, and it should be a dandy against the Marin Mariners.
That pitch a little low. Mitchell takes it for ball one, and Mitchell struck out in the second, as you mentioned, partner. Only the second time all season Mitchell struck out in 9 at-bats.
Boy, and you go back to that big hit by Crosby and watching Bishop and Wells coming home to score.
1-0 low, count 2-0.
It looked like Wells was going to catch Tucker Bishop. It was almost like he was trying to track him down, catch a running back trying to get in the end zone.
So that's just the benefit where Wells can lead off a little more off of first base compared to Bishop at second. Just making sure that ball did get down. 2-0, right down the middle, strike one.
Boy, the wind has just stopped. No breeze at all. Wish it was like that. We're trying to set up all our stats.
You know how it is. And then you mentioned that it's not windy at all. Next thing you know, everything's blowing away. So excellent job. Thomas Peterson fell down to Mitchell. 2-0 is battled back. Count now 2-2, and he's one strike away from getting out of the inning. Already 4 runs in for Solano. Doesn't want to allow any more damage here in the bottom of the third. They've allowed 4 runs, and on top of that, lost their manager, Doug Jumelet. This one inside. Count now full.
Did he get tossed?
He got tossed.
I couldn't tell. Boy, I was surprised it went so long.
And he tossed him right from the beginning, and then Jumelet finally let him have even more of an earful, which he should. I mean, you can't, nothing more can happen.
Ooh.
And gets Mitchell again out in front. So Mitchell goes down for the second time via strikeouts, but the Falcons do tack on 4 runs. RBI single for Wells and a 2-run double for Alex Crosby. 4-3 Solano after 3.
You can watch it on YouTube. Solano College YouTube channel.
And we're here for the top of the 4th. Falcons 4 runs in the bottom of the 3rd. American River trying to get back on track here, top of the 4th. Second pitch, foul territory. Crosby giving it a chase, makes an outstanding attempt, but can't make the gold glove play in foul territory.
Boy, and I saw him. I could actually see through the chain link fence as he dove. It hit his mitt, and then when he hit the ground, it just rolled out. Good effort by Crosby. You know, Crosby, pretty good. We've talked about this before. Pretty good wide receiver in his days at Wilsey Wood High School. Almost a great running grab there.
So the count's 0-2 to Joe Williams, the number 6 hitter for American River. Ernest still in. Came in and got the final out in the 3rd.
Boy, you go back to that little tirade by Jumelet in the last inning, and boy, it worked. Peterson got the next 2 guys out, bam, out of the inning.
1-2. This one fouled right over our heads, so the count stays at 1-2. And the 3 assistant coaches for the Beavers, Joe Finn, Tim Fitzgerald, and Preston Van Sil. So they'll be in charge of running the ship here the rest of the way for American River. Joe Williams 0 for 1. Flew out to Zach Wells. This one fouled straight over our head once again, so the count 1-2.
I thought maybe Orlando was going to make a one-handed grab there.
Orlando Torres running the camera with one hand, bare-handing it with the other. And not even close. This has been the best camera work Solano College Sports Network has got all season long.
Orlando also an intern at the Fairfield Cable Access Channel.
1-2, smoke, center field. No one's going to get to that one. It's going to roll all the way to the fence as Tolbert finally tracks it down. Joe Williams is going to have himself a stand-up triple to lead off here in the top of the 4th. So Doug Jumelet knew what he was doing when he got into the grill of Jeffrey Dunmore, the home plate ump, and his team has really battled back ever since that ejection.
And it really fired the team up. Of course, where we're doing the game, we're right on top of the visitors' dugout, and you could hear the kids talking about, hey, look what our head coach did for us. We got to get out. We got to play harder, and they're certainly doing that.
So first triple of the season for Matt Young. Only the 2nd triple on the season for American River. 2nd extra base hit for Matt Young, the 2nd baseman for the American River Beavers.
I don't know, Zach, but I got the feeling we could be in for a long afternoon. This just has the feel of one
You
of
think
those
we'll get out of here
games.
by 6 when I got to work?
I hope we get done by 6:30. I got to teach my class.
Yeah, we both got work after this. So leadoff triple against the lanky lefty Ryan Ernest. Now the number 7 hitter Matt Young. Had a 1-out single in the second inning. 273 average this year. 2 runs batted in for the second baseman out of Casa Roble High, the sophomore.
Where's he from?
Casa Roble.
Very good.
What'd you think I said?
Casa Roble.
Yeah.
Might be Casa. But Casa's cool.
Casa,
Mi
same
casa es
thing.
su casa.
2-0 outside, 3-0.
Orlando's shaking his head.
What white people say. Matt Young trying to get his third RBI, but he takes a 4-pitch walk from Ryan Ernest.
So Falcons down 3-0, get 4 across in the bottom of the third, but here in the top of the fourth, American River trying to get right back into it, tie this thing up, and runners on the corners with nobody out. Ryan Ernest, the left-handed freshman, struggling just a little bit.
Matt Piombo flew out to Wells in the second. 0 for 1, 238 average this year. This one gets away from Brasher, but not far enough where either runner can advance.
Brasher like a cat, the way he pounces on the ball so quickly.
Hey, Matt, ready to go 5 straight.
And you can hear one of the coaches in the American River dugout yelling, Matt, you got to advance. Matt Young at first base, you got to advance when the ball gets away from Brasher there, just to eliminate the double play. And to get another runner into scoring position. Piombo lays off, 1-0, way outside, count 2-0. It looks like Max Van Dyke loosening it up, actually 25 for the Falcons. Actually, my eyes aren't working.
That's Pickett, isn't it?
It's not. It's 26. There we go. That sounds a little bit better. Rolando O'Halloran. This one laced into center. Tolbert makes a nice running catch and makes a strong throw to first, strong throw to home, cut off by Crosby. So nice play by Tolbert. You got to love the gloves for the Falcons in the outfield. Zach Wells, of course, has been doing it now for a year plus. But Tolbert, along with Torres and Ibarra out and left, they've all done a phenomenal job, and they all have outstanding speed and range in the outfield.
Yeah, especially those 3 freshmen. And I think Coach Stover knew that going into the season. A couple of those freshmen were going to have to step up. He was going to need them in the outfield. And he's really got 3 guys that he can use in center and left with, as you said, Ibarra, Torres, and Tolbert. Tolbert has just been outstanding. Very impressive in center field.
And he's also got a very underrated arm. Ernest, weak throw to first, just to keep Matt Young close to the bag. Keep that double play alive, and double play would end the inning here with the number 9 hitter, David Cooley up. Cooley got hit by a pitch and is only at bat of the game. Cooley 2 for 21 on the year, batting .095. First pitch, outside corner, right at the knees. Strike 1 with the fastball.
Good pitch by Ernest there.
So the Falcons up 4-3. They got all 4 of their runs in the bottom of the third. American River got 2 in the top of the first and 1 in the third. Runners on the corners with 1 down. Here in the top of the fourth, count now 1-1 to the number 9 hitter, David Cooley. Greg Harris, the leadoff hitter, on deck. He's a perfect 2 for 2 so far in this one.
And American River coming off the conference record last year, just 3-21, but they play in that tough Big 8 conference.
Yeah, they joined the Big 8 in 2006, and they've only not finished in last place 1 season. 2 outside and low, count 3-0.
And you look at the way the Big 8 has set up their conference schedule. They have each team playing a 3-game series, so they're playing each team all at once. So really, you catch a team when they're hot or cold, that's going to be helpful. Or not,
They
if you get them when they're hot.
They gave the number 9 hitter Cooley the green light at 3-0. Fouls the fastball straight back. And, of course, American River used to be in the Bay Valley Conference. They were in the East with Solano in 2005, and they moved to the Big 7 in 2006. The Big 7 later became the Big 8 in 2008. And the last time American River made the playoffs was when they're in the BVC East in 2005, the 3-1. Actually, it was a 3-2 pitch and a swing and a miss for Cooley. So 2 down now in the inning. Brasher tried to get Young over at first, but Young back safely.
Boy, that was a good throw by Brasher. That was close, almost an inning double play.
And Mark Anthony, whoever is running the scoreboard in there with you, man, come on. Tell him to get the scoreboard up and running, all right? That's on me, though. I got to pay attention a little better. Now back to the top of the order with Greg Harris. Count 2-2.
Pretty good info there.
Now, see, then I'd say the count's 2-2. He's 2 for 2 so far in this one. First pitch, fastball, high and outside. Count 1-0 to Harris.
Boy, back to the strength of the Big 8. The new California rankings just came out today. Top 3 teams, all from the Big 8. Santa Rosa #1, then Delta and Sierra. 1, 2, 3.
1-0 outside. Count 2-0 to Greg Harris. And partner, you're telling me earlier, Marin's ranked number 4.
Number 4. They'll be here at Solano College on Thursday to get conference play going.
They've won 4 out of their last 5 games. Solano, on the other hand, has lost 3 out of their last 4.
But that's been against the top 2 teams in Northern California. So they lost 3 out of 4.
It's still never good when you got to start your sentence with but, though.
Right.
Then you know something bad's coming. However,
you look at Solano, they started 4-1, 1-3 in their last 4 games, but against the number 1 and 2 teams in Northern California.
2-0. Fouled out of play down the right side. So the count now 2-1.
Crosby over there giving it a look. He's hoping he didn't have to dive into the fence again and try making a sensational play. And so you look in the Big 8, they have 5 teams in the top 12. Modesto ranked number 9, DVC number 12. And Cosumnes River usually is going to be in the top 20.
This one hit well to center. Tolbert on the move. Makes the play. So American River strands 2 in the top of the 4th. No runs in for American River. 4-3 lead for Solano, heading to the bottom of the 4th.
What did Piombo do?
He flew out to center.
That's right. Thank you.
So bottom of the 4th. Bottom of the order, due up for the Falcons, Giovanni Torres, Aaron Brasher, and Jordan Tolbert. Due up. Torres 0 for 1, grounded out to the first baseman, DeVries, unassisted.
What an outstanding job by Ernest getting out of that last jam.
Yeah, gave up a triple to Joe Williams to start the inning off, then walked Matt Young and got a fly out to Tolbert in center. Cooley struck out. Greg Harris flew out to center. Torres fouls this one towards the Falcons dugout, so the count 1-1, and Torres on the year, 308 average. And of course, Solano and American River have played every season since American River left the BVC in the before the 2006 season started. 1-1 outside, count 2-1 now, and last year they split the season series. American River won here at Billy and Luis Yarborough Stadium, 11-4, and Solano won at American River 18-7. Scott Stover is 8-6 versus American River in non-conference games.
And in that first game they played against American River last year,
leadoff walk for Torres.
Driscoll was the losing pitcher in that game, and as you said, Zach, Solano won the second one 18-7. And Crosby and Wells, big games in both those games. Crosby went 4 for 6, 2 runs batted in. Wells 3 for 4, scored 2 runs.
And so far in this one, Zach Wells has an RBI single and Crosby has a 2-run double. So 3 RBIs combined for Wells and Crosby.
Brasher also had 2 big doubles and 3 RBIs in that 18-7 shellacking of American River last year.
And he also has a double in this one.
Yeah.
Brasher's up right now. Leadoff double in the 3rd. Bunts this one foul down the first base side, and Brasher now 3 for 28 on the season. Leadoff double in the 3rd, came around to score the first run of the game for the Falcons.
Boy, he'd love a hit here. He'd start feeling okay. I think I got this slump behind me.
Hey, his average is over.
And he's bunting.
Exactly. This one in the dirt. Excellent job by Piombo, the catcher, to keep that one in front.
What am I thinking? Someone swinging away with less than 2 outs. Runner on first for the Falcons. He's bunting.
And Brasher raised his average from 0.74 to 107 this last hit. This one bunted straight back, so they count 1-2, and see if Stover takes the bunt off with 2 strikes. We saw Greg Harris get a perfect bunt down with 2 strikes.
That's pretty good you do math like that in your head. See, kids, that's a reason to pay attention in math.
I actually used my phone, but
I saw you did. I was trying to help you out. You just called yourself out.
it's still a good multitasking there. You know, I'm using my phone, getting numbers in while watching what's going on here. That's tough to do.
Oh, I have trouble texting when that's the only thing I'm doing.
1-2, Brasher.
That better not hit my truck.
Come on, hit it. Bing.
Oh, didn't get close.
Not even close. Count 1 and 2 still.
I always try to make sure I park that as much as I can under the trees over there.
Hey, you better stop talking about
I
it, because
know.
it's going to happen if you keep talking about it.
Broadcaster's jinx.
So count 1 and 2, nobody out. Brasher
Bam.
smokes this one. Left center is going to get all the way to the fence. Torres, very quick runner. Pavesi waving him in, and Torres is going to score standing up.
Yeah,
RBI double for Aaron Brasher, 2 for 2 with 2 doubles on the afternoon.
just like last year for Brasher. 2 doubles in that 18-7 win. 3 runs batted in. Got a run batted in there.
Now batting.
Brasher's got to be feeling pretty good.
17.
Pretty good.
Jordan Tolbert.
Who knew it would just take the Beavers to bring him out of his slump?
And, I mean, Brasher's been having good at-bats here the last week. I mean, he's been putting in good ABs. Quick throw to second.
He just smoked that one into the gap between left field and center field.
So Peterson started off this one through 2 innings, faced 7 batters, got 6 outs, and the only batter that touched first base was an error. Tolbert gets a bunt down perfectly to third. Vieira only played at first out of the inning as Brasher advances to third.
Nice bunt by Tolbert. Now Brasher 90 feet away from getting another run in for the Falcons, already up 5-3. And this game didn't start too well for the Falcons. They were down 3-0 early in the game.
Yeah, Peterson was money here the first 2 innings. Faced 7 batters, got 6 outs, and the only batter that advanced was Wells on an error. But in the 3rd inning, the Falcons got 4 hits and scored 4 runs. And here in the 4th, he's faced 3 batters. The only out he's recorded was a sacrifice bunt by Tolbert. Back to the top of the order with Fernandez, count 0-1. And really all he has to do is hit it to the right side of the field with Brasher at third. 0-1, a little low, count 1-1.
I was also impressed by the speed of Gio Torres getting from third all the way home.
Yeah, scored all the way from first on the double by Brasher. 1-1, little outside, count 2-1. I mean, you know the Torres, he got to have speed. I mean,
Yeah, he's a cornerback in high school.
a little faster than Christian Torres, who got gunned down at home in the
That's
third
right.
game against DVC. 2-1, perfect pitch outside corner to David Fernandez. Count now 2-2. David Fernandez 0 for 2 so far this afternoon. Grounded out to short in the first, and in the third reached on an error. On the first baseman, Dalton DeVries on the bunt to first.
Ooh,
Inside, count now full.
yeah, that was high and tight. Fernandez, of course, true freshman out of Armio High School.
Lanky righty. This one hit right to Pavesi, the hitting coach, also the third base coach.
I think Orlando Torres, our camera person, went to Armio High School.
Full count, Brasher at third, 1 down. Fernandez just gets a piece, fouls it straight back.
Really like Fernandez. Boy, he and Bishop over On the left side of the infield, Bishop at third, Fernandez at short, two true freshmen, both starting for the Falcons.
And you can really just talk about the left side of the whole field.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Ibarra and Torres switching in left field, and this one gets Fernandez looking as Jeffrey Dunmore rings him up. Nice off-speed pitch by Peterson, just caught the outside part of the plate right at the knees. So Fernandez now 0 for 3.
And I think sometimes as a batter, you're better off letting the ump make that call before you start moving. I think sometimes you start making that move to first base and the umpire, not so fast, kid. That was a strike.
I mean, I know Fernandez isn't intending to do this, but it's almost like you're showing up the pitcher and the home plate umpire.
He just wants to get down to first and happy that he didn't make an out.
So Fernandez now 0 for his last 9. Tucker Bishop now in the box, 1 for his last 12. This is probably the first time that Bishop's ever had a stretch like this where he's 1 for his last 12 or 0 for his last 8. The kid batted right around 400 his senior and junior season.
In his junior season at Benicia, of course, Benicia won the Division III championship. They beat Rodriguez in the championship game 8-5.
The 1-1, Bishop takes right at the knees.
Some pretty good pitches by Peterson here. And boy, he's needed to make those pitches with Brasher on third.
And the inning started off with the leadoff walk. Torres came around to score on the RBI double by Brasher. As Tucker Bishop lays off, count now 2-2. Tolbert got the sac bunt down to get Brasher to third. Fernandez struck out. Brasher still waiting at third base. Now with 2 down, Tucker Bishop, 286 average, 6 RBIs. 2-2. Bishop hits this one right at the shortstop. Cooley shades the sun with his glove, and that is how the bottom of the 4th ends. Falcons get 1 more on the board. RBI double for Aaron Brasher. 2nd RBI on the season. Through 4, Falcons up 5-3.
Hey, let's get those runs back.
And we are set here, top of 5th. Scott Stover doing what he did a lot in Saturday's game. A lot of pitchers used. Calls his bullpen, Orlando O'Halloran. 3rd pitch used for Stover. The 5'10", 170-pound right-hander out of Vallejo High, freshman. Making his 4th appearance, 1-0 record this year. Fastball outside corner, over for strike 1. He's had 3 2/3 innings worth of work. 2 strikeouts, 3 walks. Has not allowed 1 earned run all season long.
Yeah, he's been pretty impressive when he's come in and pitched for the Falcons so far.
I believe, was it the 20-inning game to start off the season against DVC? He came in and pitched very well for Solano. Got out of a couple of jams, I believe, in the 8th and 9th inning, yeah.
I think it was the 9th and 10th innings. Came in and able to keep DVC from scoring.
John Vieira, the number 2 hitter, leading off here in the top of the 5th. So the heart of the order coming up here for the Beavers.
Yeah, he did an excellent job in the bottom of the 10th. DVC had a couple guys on, but able to get out of that inning and then move the game to Solano the next day. Win another 10 innings.
Looks like the scoreboard workers are taking a little break here. Nothing on the scoreboard. It's gone out.
Yeah, someone must have pulled the plug. Glad they didn't hit the plug controlling all our stuff here.
Here we go, J5.
This one hit right at the 2nd baseman. Justin Quillayton throws to first. 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the 5th.
Good job by JQ, staying down on that one. Fields it cleanly, tossed to Crosby. 1 out here, top of the 5th.
And looks like there's a heartbeat on the scoreboard now.
We got 0.
All we got is the inning right. That's about it. So it's 5-3 here, top of the 5th. Number 3 hitter, Jason Fletcher, coming up with 1 down, nobody on base. First pitch, little hide outside, ball 1. O'Halloran, another guy that Stover can use out of the bullpen. Got a good fastball out of Vallejo. And at Vallejo, during the senior season, struggled a little bit. 1-4 record, ERA at 4.48. Never good when you have more walks and strikeouts. Had 19 strikeouts and 25 walks, and has quickly fallen behind Jason Fletcher, 3-0.
And he was on the roster last year for Solano, but I don't...
Redshirted, I believe.
Is that because he's still listed as a freshman?
3-0 outside, so 4-pitch walk to Jason Fletcher. And not the worst thing to walk Jason Fletcher, but now you bring up the cleanup hitter, Andrew Leweski. 478 average, 1 for 2 on the afternoon.
And again, this top of the order, the first 4 hitters, Harris, Vieira, Fletcher, now Leweski up. I mean, these guys are all hitting over 300. Leweski hitting over 400, I believe. 478.
And the 1 through 4 hitters, they combined 5 for 10 through this one so far. Greg Harris, leadoff hitter, has 2 hits. Vieira has 1, Fletcher has 1, and Leweski also has another. Leweski, 13 RBIs on the season. Fernandez for 1. Quillayton, strong throw to first for the 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. So Halloran now in line for the win. We're through 4.5. Falcons up 5-3. Bottom of the 5th here for the Solano Falcons. Heart of the order coming up for Solano. The 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Zach Wells, Alex Crosby, and Jake Q, Justin Quillayton.
And that double play to end the last inning, only the second double play for Solano thus far this season. Got their first one in Saturday's game.
Peterson out there in his 5th inning of work. Low on the fastball, count 1-0 to Zach Wells. 1-0, little outside, count 2-0 to Zach Wells. 368 average this year for the sophomore right fielder for the Falcons. Has hit safely in all 10 games this year. Nice job by Peterson. Took a little off on the 2-0. Wells out in front. Count now 2-1.
Breeze now picking up a little bit, blowing towards right field.
2-1 low. Count now 3-1 to Zach Wells. And of course, Solano trying to have a winning record in non-conference games here for the second time in the last 7 years. 3-1. Wells able to check his swing, so a 5-pitch walk.
Well, Solano always plays such a tough non-conference schedule. They always play DVC, San Mateo. Delta they hadn't played. I was kind of surprised. Got Delta in the mix.
And it was the same thing as you mentioned with Santa Rosa. I thought they usually play Santa Rosa and Delta, once every couple of years, but both times, last times they played them, I believe, was in the playoffs, correct?
Absolutely.
And we both know Solano doesn't want to remember either one of those series. Chopper past the second baseman, Matt Young. Zach Wells, hard turn past second. It's going to be a close play, and this one gets away from the third baseman. Wells is going to come in and score. Crosby going to third, and he is in safely, so that'll go down as a single for Crosby, and then an error on the play that allows Zach Wells to come in and score, and Crosby to advance to third.
And there was just excellent base running by Zach Wells, taking that chance to get to third, and his speed got him there, forces the defense to make a play, can't make it, and ends up allowing Wells to score.
Second baseman, number 7.
So Andrew Leweski will get charged with the throwing error as that one got by the third baseman, John Vieira.
Boy, Wells and Crosby just put so much pressure on your defense.
Now you got to deal with Justin Quillayton, 0 for 2. Takes the first pitch low for ball 1. So Solano up 6-3. American River came in and they scored the first 3-1. Since then, Solano scored 4 at the bottom of the third, 1 more in the fifth, and now, or 1 more in the fourth, and now 1 more here in the fifth.
Yeah, you look at this lineup with Wells and Crosby in the middle, especially if Brasher starts coming on offensively. JQ, Tucker Bishop, Fernandez has been hitting pretty well.
1-1. Hit to the third baseman, Vieira. Keeps Crosby at third. Strong throw to first, so
Really
excellent
nice
job by John Vieira, the third baseman.
Absolutely right, partner.
Now batting,
Matt Mitchell, 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts.
Mitchell.
Thomas Peterson has had Mitchell's number so far here early on.
Boy, and both teams have squandered opportunities with runners on third base with fewer than 2 outs.
Excellent first pitch to Mitchell, inside corner, right at the knees, so the count 0-1. And Mitchell has kind of struggled here. I believe it's his second start of the season. And right here, you just got to pick a pitch you want and go with it. Peterson took a little off. Mitchell out in front, so Mitchell quickly behind 0-2.
Mitchell got his money's worth on that one, but good pitch by Peterson. As you said, Zach took a little bit off that one, and Mitchell just too far out in front with the swing.
0-2. Mitchell lays off. Good job by the catcher. Piombo keeps it in front, not allowing Crosby to score from third. So Mitchell up with one down, counts 1-2. Giovanni Torres is on deck. And of course, Doug Jumelet, the head coach for American River, got tossed in the bottom of the third. As Mitchell lays off the 1-2, a little outside, count now 2-2.
Chatters died down a little bit for American River here as the game's continued.
2-2 just misses the outside corner, so Mitchell fell behind, and the count 0-2 is now battled back. The count's full against Thomas Peterson.
And I like the way Mitchell battles at the plate, just never gives in.
3-2, high and inside, so Mitchell draws the walk. Runner's now on the corner with one down. And a walk's not the worst thing right there, but at the same time, when you get ahead of a hitter 0-2, usually you want to find a way to get the batter out.
Yeah, you'd rather get that second out.
But now you got the double play set up, but Giovanni Torres is a very speedy runner too, going to be a tough guy to double up.
And Mitchell has good speed, he's athletic, and he has size. He could create trouble for the second baseman or the shortstop trying to turn the double play.
Torres shows bunt, couldn't get it back, goes down as a strike.
Yeah, this is kind of interesting to see what Coach Stover, what play he puts on here. Torres around a bunt on that last one.
And Torres 0 for 1 today, but did get a walk in his last at-bat and came around to score on the RBI double from Brasher. Torres gets the bunt down. Peterson fields it, throws to first. Not in time. Crosby comes around to score. Piombo throws to third base, and he is called safely at third. Matt Mitchell, I believe.
Yeah, no, John Vieira, I think he thought he just had to step on the bag because he's standing on the bag, kind of hesitated. Then, oh gosh, I got to tag him. A little bit late getting the tag down.
Matt Mitchell heads up base running.
Boy, I
got
tell
the hand in time, and Torres was called out at first base. So 2 down now. An excellent base running by Alex Crosby. Took off right as Piombo, or right as the pitcher Peterson fielded it and threw it to first.
And that was kind of a tough bunt in the sense that it popped up and it landed right in front of Peterson, and that took a lot of time. And Crosby, excellent speed coming down from third.
And Torres was very close to being out of the batter's box when he did get the bunt down, but because he kind of jumped forward to a little Rafael Furcal type of bunt, but able to keep both feet in the box. Brasher has been hitting the sweet spot so far, 2 for 2 with 2 doubles for Brasher. 3 of his 4 hits this year have been doubles. 1-1, fastball outside, count now 2-1. And Aaron Brasher has been getting more and more comfortable in the box, been having good at-bats. But at the beginning of the year, he's just having terrible at-bats, usually striking out. But the last week and a half, I think he's been able to kind of take a deep breath and just settle in, get comfortable. Count now 2-2. Matt Mitchell at third. 2 down. Falcons with 2 more runs already here in the bottom of the 5th. Brasher gets fooled on the 2-2, and that is how this inning ends, but the Falcons do get 2 more runs on the board, now up 7-3 as we head into the 6th.
Stand up in here, fellas. Go 19, get it going, bud. Hey, get it up in here, let's go. On now, baby, we say 1-9. You go, we go, baby.
First baseman, Dalton DeVries.
Dalton DeVries leading off here, top of the 6th. American River down 7-3. Rolando O'Halloran still out on the hill for Solano. And if the game was staying right now, he would get credit with the win. This one fouled straight back, so count 1-1. But you got to love that before this inning started, you can hear the American River dugout. Obviously, without their head man, Doug Jumalet, who got tossed in the third, but you can tell them all, hey, it's still a long way to go. Let's keep battling back. Only down 7-3 here in the 6th inning. Long way to go. So the guys trying to pick it up with their coach missing right now.
And they get conference play started on Thursday with a 3-game series against Delta, the number 2 team in Northern California. Then they have Santa Rosa for 3.
Well, I guess at least they get them out of the way early, right?
That's true.
1-2, outside corner. DeVries goes down looking. Now 0 for 3.
But both those teams pretty hot right now.
Well, Delta's won 6 of their last 7 games.
8-2 overall, I believe.
Well, I mean, if you just look at the top 4 teams in the Big 8, Santa Rosa, they've won 6 games in a row. Number 1 in Northern California. Delta, 6 out of the last 7. Sierra, 6 out of the last 7. This one hit well to center. Tolbert originally started in, goes back a little bit, makes the play. 2 up, 2 down now here in the top of the 6th. And then even looking at Modesto, they're 7-3, but they started the year 1-3, and they've won 6 games in a row. Even DVC, they've won 4 out of 5. The only team struggling really right now in the Big 8 is Sacramento.
And
they've lost three games in a row, but Consumnes River has at least won 3 in a row,
That's
so they're
right.
starting to turn it around a little bit. And then looking at the Bay Valley Conference, first pitch over for strike 1 to Joe Williams. Marin won 4 out of 5, number 4 in Northern California. Then Yuba 7-4, Solano 5-4, Laney, Mendocino, and Napa all 500. This one hit to left. Easy play for Torres. So a quick 1-2-3 inning for Rolando Halloran, who's done an outstanding job. Coming out of the pen for Stover through 5.5. Falcons up 7-3. So American River goes to their bullpen for the first time here this afternoon. Sam Anderson comes in.
Center fielder,
The freshman out of Wood Creek, the 6'6", 195-pound righty. Making his 4th appearance on the season. 0-1 record this year. ERA at 10.81. It's gone 5 innings, 3 strikeouts to 6 walks for the lanky righty. First pitch just misses to Jordan Tolbert, the number 9 hitter, leading off here in the bottom of the 6th. Thomas Peterson went 5 innings, allowed 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 7 runs total. 4 strikeouts and 3 walks for Peterson, and Peterson did a good job to start this one off. Gave American River a really good chance early on, but the Falcons kind of battled back, starting in the 3rd inning when they put a 4 spot on them. 1 more in the 5th, or 1 more in the 4th, and 2 more in the 5th.
Yeah, really, Zach Wells and Crosby, the 3 and 4 hitters. Good job bringing the Falcons back. Aaron Brasher, too, with a couple big hits today.
The 1-2. Hit to right. Leweski had to deal with those dangerous Cordelia winds here at Pila and Luis Yarbrough Stadium. Picked up a little bit, but able to get under it for the first out here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, it kind of looked like a lazy fly ball, but with that wind blowing out towards right, that was a little tougher than it looked. Nice play by Lejeski out there.
Now back to the top of the order for the Falcons. David Fernandez, 0 for 3, 0 for his last 9. Tries to go with the bunt single, but bows it straight back.
Both he and Tucker Bishop, the 1 and 2 hitters, looking for their first hit in the game. Both have been on board and both have scored a run.
They're combined 1 for the last 22. 0-1, little low, count 1-1.
Keep pumping strikes out there, Sam. Attaboy.
Yeah, Fernandez was aboard in the 3rd. That was that error by Dalton DeVries, the first baseman. And I believe he struck out the last time he was up.
1-1, fouled straight back, so the count now 1-2 to Fernandez. And he did strike out with Brasher on 3rd base with 1 out. He was the 2nd out of the inning, and then Tucker Bishop grounded out to the 2nd baseman, Matt Young, for the 4-3 put out to end the 4th inning. The 1-2, Fastball bounces in the dirt. So the count now 2-2 to David Fernandez. Fernandez off to a nice start this year for Stover. .345 average, on-base percentage at .457 entering today's game. Both those averages have dipped down a little bit after Fernandez is 0 for 3. The 2-2. Fernandez hits this one opposite field, has a chance to drop, and this one is fouled by a few feet.
Boy, not by much, and with the wind, though, just kind of blowing ever so slightly out towards right field. I don't think it had much of an impact. That ball just kind of sliced foul. Initially thought that might have a chance to drop when it first left the bat of Fernandez.
The 2-2 from Anderson. Fastball low. Count now full to Fernandez.
So Sam Anderson on the hill. Only 5 innings of work thus far for the big freshman.
3-2. Low. Anderson draws the 1-out walk. So the first time Fernandez has been aboard safely here in this one.
That's the 5th walk of the season given up by Anderson. Now has 5 walks to go with 5 strikeouts.
And 4 walks now issued as American River as a team here through this one. 3 walks to Peterson, and now Anderson with 1 walk, and that's been an issue for Peterson this year. Now 7 walks to only 3 strikeouts. Bishop smokes this one. First pitch swinging, hits it the opposite way. Fernandez, hard turn past second. And this one cut off by the shortstop. Fernandez gets all the way to third. Tucker Bishop with the 1-out single. Runners now on the corner with Wells and Crosby due up.
A nice base running by Tucker Bishop, keeping his eye on the shortstop Cooley. And I think Cooley cut that one off, trying to think if he can throw behind Bishop and get another out. And I actually thought the play at third with Fernandez chugging might be close, but Cooley cuts it off, and Bishop, good base running, doesn't stray off of first. And Falcons in business here, trying to add to their 7-3 lead with runners on the corner here in the bottom of the 6th, 1 out.
And now you got to deal with Wells and Crosby. Of course, if they stay out of the double play here. Wells shows bunt, pulls it back. That one just misses. Count 1-0.
I mean, this inning is kind of textbook on what the Falcons really want to do. Get Fernandez and Bishop aboard and now bring up Wells and Crosby, and got to like your chances.
1-0 as Wells kind of protects himself, gets the bunt down. Fernandez takes off right as the pitcher Anderson threw it to first. Anderson never checked third base at all when he fielded that one. And he had all the time in the world to get Wells at first base because he took his time because he thought he was going to get hit by the pitch. So he was late running down the first base line.
Yeah, I think with that ball coming back at you as a line drive, kind of throws you off just for a second. And as soon as he threw over to first, and he just kind of lobbed it, which made it even easier for Fernandez to score. You could tell he kind of woke up, pounded his mitt, knew that he should have done a better job.
You pounded your mic there almost?
Almost.
So the Falcons now up 5 runs, 8-3 here, bottom of the 6th. Crosby now up with Tucker Bishop in scoring position at second base. Crosby's been on fire here this afternoon. 2 for 3, a 2-run double in the 3rd and a single in the 5th. Takes the first pitch just outside, ball 1.
And Zach Wells, very impressive on that bunt. That was a fastball that was inside. It would have hit him probably.
And he was just protecting himself there. I mean,
still gets the bunt down, gets a run across.
He was it was funny watching his face. He was almost shocked that he was able to get the bat on the ball.
Yeah, because when the ball hit the bat, it knocked him back a foot.
It's like, getting shot if you have a bulletproof vest on.
Yeah, knocked him back, but still kept his senses, able to get down to first, get the runner, or get the throw by Anderson over to first.
Of course, it wasn't as dramatic as in the following last night when Kevin Bacon's homie got capped. The guy was laying on the ground for 10 minutes. It's like, dude, you have a vest on.
Yeah.
2-0 outside to Crosby. 3-0 and a walk right here as not the worst thing with first base open. Crosby's been raking here in this one with 2 hits. Crosby with 7 RBIs on the season and a .341 batting average, also with 1 home run.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he gets anything to hit here.
3-0 fastball, hind outside. So that'll bring up Justin Quillaton with runners on first and second, 2 down.
That's a 4-pitch walk by
And I think
Anderson.
they were pitching him
He didn't
very,
want anything
very
to do with
carefully.
Crosby.
Justin.
And I don't blame him.
We got time called here as the pitching coach has heading out to the mound, have a little chat with Sam Anderson.
And the pitching coach for American River, boy, he looks so young. I remember before the start of the game, he looked like a player. Of course, over with the Falcons, 2 former players as their assistant coaches, Tommy Pavesi. See him over there kicking the dirt around at third. And Dustin Crenshaw, both in their first year coaching for the Falcons. We had a great time visiting with Cody Carror on Saturday during that loss to Santa Rosa by the Falcons, but a chance to visit with him.
And Sam Anderson's afternoon is done. Gets 2 outs here in the 6th. New pitcher coming in for American River, Patrick Upchurch, the 6'3" righty out of Rancho Bernardo High, a freshman righty. No record to show for this year. ERA at 5.19, making his 8th appearance out of the bullpen here at Billy and Luis Yarbrough Stadium. Has gone 8 2/3 of an inning, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks. Also has 1 save on the season for Mr. Upchurch. Third pitcher used for I almost said Santa Rosa, for American River here this afternoon.
The Falcons would be even more ecstatic if they were up 8-3 over an outstanding Santa Rosa team. Zach,
Best team in Northern California.
you said that at the start of the broadcast.
Made me look pretty smart.
I certainly would not argue with you after seeing them play. Just a real fundamentally sound ball club, but they have got some arms. My goodness, 2.48 team ERA. At least that's what it was coming in for the Bear Cubs when they visited Billy and Louise Yarbrough Stadium on Saturday. And boy, they just did a number on the Falcons, winning that game 16-5. I was glad we had Cody Carror in the booth with us doing the game because, boy, those games are tough to do when they get out of hand like that.
Yeah, Crower did bring some bad luck on Saturday here.
Well, he said it was the first time he had actually watched a Solano baseball game. I think he said since he started coaching with the Falcons, I think it might have been 2006.
I know he was there for a while.
2003, 2004.
And last year, of course, was his last year with Solano as a
Right.
pitching coach. And
Left Solano, went to the University of Nevada.
Reno. He's close to going to North Carolina, too,
Yes.
but didn't want to go that far away from the family.
Didn't want to go to Tobacco Road.
Sidearm, pitcher. First pitch, chopper to third. So Patrick Upchurch comes in, throws 1 pitch, gets the final out. Falcons do score 1 more run here. 8-3, heading to the 7th. Yeah, I'd give it to Brash right now if I had to.
Yeah.
Hey, right now. Let's go, fellas. Get up. Find a way to get to the outside. Come on, man.
Orlando O'Halloran still out on the hill for Stover. Done a phenomenal job coming out of the pen. First pitch smoked by Matt Piombo, the catcher, and this one gets by Tolbert in center. Piombo thinking 3, hard turn past second. We're going to have a play at third. Fernandez with the cutoff, throw to third. Not in time as Tucker Bishop laid on the tag. So a lead-off hit for Piombo, and he advances to third.
And Piombo is a big dude at 6'2", 220.
He's a big dude.
But he was running, man. He was moving. Good speed for the
And my
big
mistake,
dude.
partner. I was writing something down. Did that one just get by Tolbert, or he had no chance to get to it?
It just rolled by Tolbert.
Okay.
He just couldn't quite catch up to it with where it landed.
So lead-off triple for Matt Piombo, the catcher. First pitch outside, ball 1. Number 9 hitter, David Cooley, the shortstop.
I did think, though, he was going to be able to cut it off before it got to the wall, but just couldn't quite get there, even with that blazing speed.
1-0 high, so the count 2-0 to the number 9 hitter, David Coley, and exactly what Stover doesn't want. You don't want the bottom of the order to do some damage, then get back to the top of the order with Greg Harris, John Vieira, and then the number 3 hitter, Jason Fletcher.
Yeah, especially with those guys.
The 2-0 hit to Clayton at second. Coley gets the run in on the RBI ground out as Matt Piombo comes in to score. So now 8-4 here in the top of the 7th as it goes back to the top of the order for the Beavers.
And the Falcons there on that ground out, content to take the out, let the run score. Still up by 4 runs, 8-4. But no quitting the Beavers.
First pitch to Greg Harris, a little low outside. Count 1-0, and Greg Harris having himself a pretty good game here, 2 for 3. Scored the first run of the game after his leadoff single in the first, had a bunt single in a second at bat, and flew out to Tolbert in his last AB in the 4th. 1-0, hit to Clayton at second. Throw to first, in time, 2 down.
Clayton has been real solid defensively for the Falcons thus far this year in non-conference play. I think he only has 4 errors on the season, and he's looked real solid settling in at second base.
And the one he had against Santa Rosa on Saturday was just basically a lack of focus. They're down by 10, 11 runs already, and he's just ready for the game to kind of be over.
Here we go. Here we go. Come now, J5.
John Vieira, 1 for 3, takes the first pitch for strike 1. And Rolando O'Halloran has done a good job coming out of the pen. Gave up a leadoff triple for Matt Piombo, but did exactly what Stover wanted. Just get out of the inning. Don't want any crooked numbers on the board. Count now 0-2 to Vieira. 2 nasty off-speed pitches for O'Halloran.
Yeah, those last 2 off-speed pitches were really nasty.
Hi, Johnny.
And boy, I've noticed most of the Solano pitchers really throwing a lot of off-speed stuff. Credit to Dustin Crenshaw, the pitching coach.
And a little bit of...
Dunmore's had it. I think he's telling the third base coach to pick somebody out of the dugout and kick him out of the game. He's just had it.
And this is just a lack of, come on, Jeffrey Dunmore, just, don't pay attention. There's not even any chirping going on at all, really.
Yeah, this is a standoff. He said Dunmore's not doing anything until the third base coach. And I think he's telling pick anyone. Pick anyone. He wants somebody out of the game.
Does he want him to play hide and seek? What do you mean pick somebody?
I don't know.
Jeffrey Dunmore is, and he's heard a lot from Stover here early on, and obviously Doug Jumelet got tossed in the 3rd inning.
He got his money's worth.
And now the third base coach having a little chat with Jeffrey Dunmore, telling him to figure it out.
And I'm not sure what this is all about. I don't know if maybe something was said in the dugout or if the third base coach said something. But you could tell Dunmore had just had it.
And Jeffrey Dunmore is just throwing out the pink slips here today as the third base coach has now been tossed, I believe, too.
Hi, Johnny. Let's go, kid.
All right, I'm looking to see.
And he wasn't even doing anything.
Yeah.
I mean, he might have said a couple of things, but it's not like he's chirping in the home plate umpire Jeffrey Dunmore's ear. This one hit. Foul territory. Crosby giving it a chase along with Wells, and this one goes out of play. This count stays at 0-2. 2 down here. O'Halloran gave up a leadoff triple. He's retired the next 2 in order. 1 run in here in the top of the 7th for American River. 0-2, way outside. It is just a matter of Jeffrey Dunmore just kind of letting the best get to him. It's like, do your job. You're a home plate umpire. Let the guys chirp a little bit. It's part of the game. It's baseball.
And now the kids, boy, some of the things they're chirping pretty funny. Can't repeat them on the air, but it sure's picked up the energy level for the Beavers.
1-2, way outside. Count 2-2. And now they're just doing it to get under the skin of Jeffrey Dunmore even more.
And see, that's what happens. You kind of draw attention to it. Now you just set yourself up for more abuse.
2-2. Weekly hit to Clayton. Fields it on 3 hops. Throw to first just in time for the 4th-3 put out. American River gets 1 run on the board. Another coach toss. Head into the bottom of the 7th. 8-4 lead for Solano. Bottom of the 7th. Able to stretch a little bit. Have you ever recalled seeing a home plate umpire look at a coach and just say, hey, pick somebody. Go, whoever. You want to pick someone from the crowd, go coach third, go ahead. Just pick whoever you want. Just get out of here.
And I don't know if he was doing it to pick someone else to coach third base or...
I don't even think he knew what he was talking about, to be honest. And now, I mean, you're just going to hear more from the American River dugout. They're going to give...
Oh, they're fired up.
They're going to give Jeffrey Dunmore all that he wants to hear. Upchurch, the righty sidearm pitcher, the freshman out of Rancho Bernardo. Matt Mitchell 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts and a walk. Quickly behind the count, 0-2. Hits a chopper down the third base side, just foul.
Just a little bit out ahead of that one. Good cut, but rips it foul down the third base side of play.
Giovanni Torres on deck and due up third here in the bottom of the 7th. Aaron Brasher, who's 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. Mitchell lays off the 0-2 from Upchurch.
So Matt Mitchell, the kid out of Bethel, struck out a couple times, walked his last time up, stranded at third.
1-2, gets
Nice
Mitchell
pitch.
looking. Mitchell has had a tough play at the plate here today, 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, did have 1 walk. And Mitchell only struck out 1 time entering today's game.
That was a good pitch by Upchurch.
And Nick Speeney's going to pinch hit for Giovanni Torres. The left-handed Speeney, sophomore out of Armio High.
Left fielder, number 11.
Hit 2 home runs last year before suffering a season-ending wrist injury. So far this year, 6 out of 31 at the plate, 194 average, 4 runs batted in.
And he's hit the ball pretty well at times, just not much luck.
Smokes this one opposite field, right at the left fielder, Joe Williams.
Another one by Speeney, solid line drive, but right to the left fielder.
Upchurch has done a phenomenal job coming out of the pen for American River. Came in the 6th inning with
Now batting.
runner in scoring position, 2 down, 1 pitch, 1 out. And so far here in the 7th, got Mitchell looking. Got Speeney on 1 pitch. And this one hits Brasher.
Boy, I did not see that hit him, Zach. I was kind of surprised. Obviously, he knew it hit him. He can't walk on 1 pitch.
I'm surprised Dunmore didn't say pick your base.
Yeah.
Fielder, number 17, Jordan Tolbert.
Brasher would have just stayed at home.
Right. So now the number 9 hitter, Jordan Tolbert, up. 1 for 2 so far to date. This one almost gets away from the catcher, Piombo. Able to keep that one from going to the backstop, keeping Brasher at first.
And Brasher had to scramble back quickly. Piombo came up with that and might have had a chance if he makes the throw down to first.
Tolbert lays off the 1-0, little low. Count 2-0 to Jordan Tolbert. And Tolbert, the one thing he's impressed me with the most this year has nothing to do with the bat. He's been an outstanding center fielder this year for the Falcons. Taking the 2-0 fastball all the way right down the middle, strike 1. And he's also done a good job, decent job with the bat. 214 average, but an on-base percentage at 371. Just knows how to get on base.
Yeah, and he might settle into this number 9 spot, kind of like A.J. Borja did last year.
Exactly. You got a leadoff hitter at the bottom of the order. And Tolbert tries to get out of the way, but bunts this one foul. Zach Wells is looking at him. He's like, hey, bro, look how I did it, all right? Let's get it fair next time.
And that pitch to Wells, that was a line drive right at his chest.
Eyes closed.
Yeah. Fights it off.
Oh, yeah, and then he told Stowe, I did it. I planned that. 2-2 from Upchurch, low and inside, count full. So Brasher will be on the move with 2 down, full count.
In fact, that might be the most impressive bit of hitting today by Zach Wells. Runner on third still gets a bunt down, gets a runner home.
Quick throw to first. Brasher back, standing up. So the biggest question of today's game is maybe there'll have to be a player coach for American River down there. They got 2 more coaches to go. But
Yeah, they've got 2 left.
3-2. Hit. Excellent job by Matt Young. The second baseman brought his PF Flyers here today to Billy Luis Yarborough Stadium. Through 7. Falcons up 8-4.
All right.
Top of the 8th, heart of the order due up for the Beavers. Number 3 hitter Jason Fletcher, followed by the cleanup hitter Andrew Leweski and Dalton DeVries, the 3 up here in the 8th. New pitcher for Solano, Drew Lamont, the 4th pitch used, making his 5th appearance on the season. 1-0 record, an ERA at 1.59. 5+ innings this year, 3 strikeouts and 3 walks for the freshman righty at a Berrien Christian High. Fletcher smokes this one, right field. Wells on the move, over his head, just barely. Fletcher thinking 3, and he's going to make a hard turn past second, and the throw gets over the head of the cutoff man, Fernandez. So leadoff triple once again for American River in back-to-back innings. Jason Fletcher now 2 for 3.
Okay, baby, let's go!
And the best thing, before this inning started, 2 of the American River coaches, the 2 that are left for the Beavers, got the group together and told their guys, listen, stop the chirping with the umpire. I know it's been a factor, but let's just forget about it and play baseball. And you see a good at-bat by Fletcher here to lead off the top of the 8th against the new pitcher, Drew Lamont. Andrew Leweski takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Leweski coming into today's action, 478 average with 13 runs batted in. 1 for 3 so far this afternoon. The 1 hit, an infield single in the 3rd inning. The 1-0 from Lamont inside, count 2-0. So Jason Fletcher, both his hits have been extra base hits, had an RBI double in the 1st, and his first triple of the season here to lead off in the top of the 8th. Right fielder Andrew Leweski hits this one well to right center. Wells on the way back right in the warning track makes the catch. Fletcher tags up from 3rd, so it's now 8-5. Solano leads here at the top of the 8th. 14th RBI on the season now for Andrew Leweski. Now Dalton DeVries comes up with nobody on, 1 down. He's looking for his first hit this afternoon, 0 for 3. Lamont comes with the first pitch, fastball right at the knee, strike 1. Lamont once again making his 5th appearance for Scott Stover this year. The 6'4" freshman. 0-1. Outside. Count now 1-1. So American River does the same thing they did in this inning as they did in the previous inning. Leadoff triple followed by an RBI. This time it was a sac fly compared to RBI ground out. This one hit to Clayton at 2nd. 4-3 put out. 2 down now here in the top of the 8th. So Dalton DeVries now 0 for 4.
Hey, let's go, Joe!
Joe Williams now coming up with 2 down, nobody on base. Williams 1 for 3 this afternoon.
So American River not going away, trying to peck away. Another run, close the gap to 3 here in the top of the 8th inning.
Lamont comes, low, fastball in the dirt, count 1-0. Lamont, the 4th pitch used, and Rolando O'Halloran did an outstanding job coming out of the pen. 3 innings, only 1 hit allowed, 1 earned run. 1-0, high chopper, going to be a tough play for Bishop, fields it. Strong throw to first in time, so 1 more run scores for American River as Andrew Leweski with the RBI sac fly. Falcons up 8-5, heading to the bottom of the 8th.
And who'd he hit the fly ball to?
But I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, you're right.
Leading off the bottom of the 8th.
Bottom of the 8th.
Shortstop.
Falcons back to the top of the order with David Fernandez, Tucker Bishop due up 2nd, and Zach Wells. due up third here in the bottom of the 8th. Falcons up 8-5.
Falcons could sure use a couple insurance runs.
Upchurch has come in and done a phenomenal job out of American River's bullpen. Came in and got the last out in the 6th inning. Fernandez can't check a swing. Upchurch quickly ahead of Fernandez, 0-2 in the 7th inning. One hits batter. That's it. A waste pitch there on 0-2. Tried to get Fernandez to chase. Lays off. Count 1-2. Fernandez 0-3. Did reach on a walk in his last at-bat and came around to score a run. He scored 2 runs here today. 1-2. Smoke to right center. This one's going to get almost to the gap, and it does get under the glove of Andrew Leweski. The center fielder, Greg Harris, tracks it down. And Fernandez gets held up at third, and you could hear Scott Stover telling Pavesi. Pavesi had the wheels going, tried to set him home, and then you could just hear Stover in the background say, "Don't you dare." And you should have seen how quick Pavesi put up the stop sign when he heard those words.
Well, Fernandez was digging. He was getting around the bases pretty quickly. And I was kind of wondering, if he goes for it, he might have a chance.
Greg
then you hear
Harris.
Stover, "Don't you dare."
And he's chatting it up with Pavesi and David Fernandez right now. I mean, Pavesi better be careful before he loses his third base coaching card. An excellent job by Greg Harris. That kid has some wheels. Got to that ball so quick.
Yeah, I thought Lejeski was going to cut it off, but the ball bounced under his mitt, gets all the way to the wall. But as you said, good hustle by the center fielder, Harris.
So that goes down as a single for Fernandez, and it advances to third on the air by Andrew Leweski, the right fielder. Routine play, went under his glove, got all the way to the fence, allowed Fernandez to get to third. And Fernandez was 0 for his previous 9 before that hit. Tucker Bishop, 1 for 4. Takes first pitch, strike 1, outside corner.
Nice pitch by Upchurch that time. I think this kid might be the closer. I know he has the one save.
I believe Nick German-Gian is a closer.
Could be right as well. That kid has pretty good numbers too, doesn't he? Out of the bullpen. I think number 3.
They both
maybe?
have one save on the year, but he's 3-1 with an ERA at 1.80. They 6 appearances, 13 strikeouts to 1 walk. I got my money on the sophomore from Bella Vista.
I think I'd go with you on that one. But Upchurch has been pretty effective.
Get a look at Tucker Bishop in the box. 0-2. Fouls, or hits this one fisted. And the first baseman DeVries
Yeah,
tags him out.
He got jammed on that pitch. That was a fastball in and just fought it off the handle of the bat. And I think he was kind of surprised. It squirted off the handle of the bat right to the pitcher, Upchurch. Really pretty easy play for Upchurch. Grabs the ball, holds the runner, makes the throw to first, and first out for American River here in the bottom of the 8th. Trying to stay in this one.
And those are the ones that sting your hands like no other. You get a jam shot like that. So Bishop, 1 for 5 now. Zach Wells, 1 for 2. And this one goes right under the hip, and he limps over to first base.
And he graciously turned on that one and let it hit him, but that plunked him pretty good as well. Zach Wells, though, tough kid. He'll gladly take his base.
And Zach Wells, 1 for 2. But had a sac bunt go down for an RBI in his last at-bat in the 6th. And has also been aboard safely via walk and then this hit by pitch. So 2 RBIs for Wells. Has been aboard safely 3 of his 5 at-bats.
And Stover calls a timeout and brings his guys over.
Also meeting at the mound for American River, too.
But Stover called that timeout, brought him over, and it was funny kind of watching American River where, of course, 2 coaches gone, head coach Doug Jumile
and Stover was looking at the home plate umpire, Jeff Dunmore. Dunmore thought Stover called the timeout, too, and then he looked at him and said, I didn't call the timeout.
Boy, it sure looked like he did, because the coach for American River, it was like, oh, I guess I better go out to the mound since they're having a meeting over there since I'm in charge now.
So the Falcons up 8-5. Runners on the corners, 1 down. Crosby, the number 4 hitter, 2 for 3 so far in this one.
I think Stover had done more convinced he didn't call the timeout.
No, hey, turn 2.
But he clearly did.
2 in the middle.
All right, all
Beavers double
irrelative
play
now.
depth. Double play ends the inning here.
Boy, it seems like every time Crosby and Wells have come up, there's been runners aboard. That's exactly what the Falcons want.
Both with 2 RBIs. Crosby's 2 RBIs came with a 2-run double in the 3rd. Wells had an RBI single in the 3rd, and then a sac bunt go down for an RBI in the 6th.
And I'm thinking we may see Nick Altman in the top of the 9th.
He's getting loosened up right now. And this one goes off Crosby's leg. So now the bases will be loaded. Back-to-back batters get hit by the pitch from the righty Upchurch.
So Upchurch struggling all of a sudden, just seemed to lose his command over his pitches.
Second baseman.
Hit Wells in the hip,
Justin
hits
Quillenthal.
Crosby in the foot. And so now the bases are full, and now one of the American River coaches is going to make a pitching change.
How would you like that? Oh, hey, coming in the game with the bases loaded, all right?
Yeah, see if you can get us out of this jam. We'll see if that might be number 3, the closer you were talking about.
Well, Patrick Upchurch did a phenomenal job before this inning. Came in the 6th, got the final out. And then in the 7th, retired the first 2, then hit Brasher, and then got Tolbert to line out to 2nd to end the inning. And then here in this inning, started off with a single. Tucker Bishop grounded out to 3rd, and then back-to-back hit batters. Nick Derman-Gian checking in. Sophomore out of Bella Vista, the righty, 6 foot, 160 pounds, making his 7th appearance on the year. 3-1 record, 1.80 ERA, 1 save on the season for the righty sophomore. Has gone 10 innings worth of work. Remarkable 13-1 strikeout to walk ratio.
And this is a huge opportunity for American River, because if they could get out of this inning without giving up another run, only down by 3.
And you get a look at Stover having a chat with Justin Colayton, who's coming up to play it, along with the 3 runners on base, David Fernandez, Zach Wells, and Alex Crosby. Also Tom Vasey in there. He's saying, hey, Coach, he would have scored if you would have let me send him home, all right?
Don't you dare. That was classic.
And Stover just has that deep voice. You knew exactly who it was when you heard it. Don't you dare. And you know, that's exactly what they're having a chat with that third base right now with Crosby and Wells, just laughing at each other. And Fernandez is telling the third baseman, John Vieira, I would have scored standing up, man. So the base is loaded.
And pretty
Justin Colayton coming up.
Yeah, pretty good speed on the base pass with Crosby at first, Wells at 2nd, and Fernandez at 3rd.
Nick Derman-Gian. I think I've said his last name 3 different ways.
Oh, that sounds good. Derman-Gian.
It's a big situation for American River. Don't want to allow any more runs to come in. Comes in, throws first pitch over, strike 1. JQ, 0 for 4. 3 ground outs and a weak pop-up to short.
Derman-Gian, a veteran pitcher for American River. A lot of work last year.
A little low on the 0-1, count now 1-1. And he's been their best pitcher out of the bullpen this year.
Boy, and what a situation to come into. Bases full, 1 out.
1-1, just misses a little low, so the count 2-1. And of course, Derman-Gian, just like Patrick Upchurch, sidearm delivery, so they're going to tend to keep most pitches low. Never good when a sidearm guy throws a little high. Weak chopper to 3rd. Vieira throws this one away right over the catcher Piombo's head. So 2 runs come in to score after the E5 on Vieira.
Boy, and Vieira, he is frustrated. He wanted to throw his mitt, and now it looks like his shoulder might be a little sore. I don't think he was throwing his mitt, actually. He was just moving his shoulder around a little bit tight. Certainly looked tight on that throw. Just airmails it.
And a very tough play to make. Charging in, didn't have that much time. Had to get it out of his glove quick, and a strong throw to to home plate and just over the head of Matt Piombo.
And you have all your momentum moving forward, so it just makes it even more difficult. But the Falcons, 2 big runs, now up 10-5. A lot more breathing room in this game.
And Tucker Bishop's like, why is that, or Tucker Bishop's out, but Zach Wells has been chasing the runners all game long. Was right behind Fernandez there, and we saw him earlier, right behind Tucker Bishop earlier in this one. So 2 big runs for Solano here in the bottom of the 8th, now up 10-5.
Yeah, he looks like a guy playing tag, and he's always it.
And Danny Mills now pinch hitting for Matt Mitchell. Danny Mills, 2 for 7 this year. 286 average, 2 runs batted in, 444 on base percentage. This kid's a gamer.
Yeah, I like Danny Mills.
Very savvy ginger. 1-1. Hit to the third baseman Vieira. Throw to second for 1. Throw to first. Stretch in time. So John Vieira starts the 5-4-3 double play. Falcons tack on 2 more runs on the E5. So head into the top of the 9th. Falcons up 10-5.
He looked safe, didn't he?
Matt Young leading off here for American River, hoping they can start a 9th inning rally down 10-5. Of course, usually if you start a rally, you got to get that leadoff guy on. And Matt Young, 1 for 2 so far this afternoon, has been aboard safely twice. Had a walk in the 4th, single in the 2nd.
No, if you want to start a rally, you first got to get the rally caps going. Here we see American River got the caps going. That's the first thing. Now they need Matt Young to do something, get this inning started.
The rally cap can't work, though, if not everyone's involved. There's a couple of guys out here refusing to put on the rally cap. And, of course, Nick Altman, the closer, in.
Let's get loud in here. Let's go.
Those guys are the pitchers.
Making his 5th appearance this year as 2 saves for Scott Stover. He's not allowed an earned run all season in his 4 appearances. No record to show for. And blows Matt Young out of the water there. 1 up, 1 down, and 6 strikeouts now on the year for Nick Altman. Has yet to allow a walk so far this year.
It's so nice to finally see Nick Altman healthy. He has been hurt the last 2 years. And 2 years ago at Davis, last year at Solano.
First pitch hit to Bishop at third. Fields it on 3 hops. Throws high. Crosby can't get the tag down as the throw drew him off the bag. So Matt Piombo
David Cooley.
got pinch hit for there, I believe, because I don't think Piombo flies that fast. But
so Tucker Bishop with the high throw behind his former teammate at Benicia, Nick Altman.
And Piombo was running down the first baseline very quick there. So he's aboard safely on the air. Altman comes, fastball outside to David Cooley.
Yeah, Piombo, a lot like Brasher, big, sturdy kid, but excellent speed, very athletic.
This one hit well to left. Torres, a few feet in front of the warning track. And if that hit would have happened about 2 or 3 weeks from now, if that wind's blowing out towards left, that ball would still be carrying right now.
Or Tolbert might be making the play in center field.
So Cooley 0 for 3 now after the fly out.
So Cooley gave that one a ride.
American River down to their final out, down 10-5. Greg Harris takes the first pitch over, strike 1. And Nick Altman has done a phenomenal job this year. Coming into today, 4 innings worth of work. Has only allowed 3 base runners in that span. No walks. 3 hits allowed for Altman, and I believe all 3 of the hits were singles. Not allowed an earned run all season long so far. So Nick Driscoll starts the show. Hopefully another Nick can end it for Solano and Nick Altman. 1-1. Harris fouls this one. Foul territory, so Nick Altman 1 strike away from shutting the door on American River.
Boy, more importantly, Solano ends non-conference play with a 6-4 record, and I think a pretty good idea of what your starting lineup's going to look like against Marin.
And you, Solano's number 15 in Northern California. 1-2. outside, count 2-2. And of course, they start off conference play with the hottest team in the BVC in Marin. Marin's won 4 out of the last 5 games, 9-3 on the year, ranked number 4 in Northern California. And it's shaping up like Ryan Anderson's going to start that one. 2-2 low and inside to Greg Harris, so the count's full.
Yeah, I was not surprised to see Driscoll get the start today, save Ryan Anderson for the conference opener here at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium on Thursday.
3-2, fastball, swing and a miss. Nick Altman comes in, gets 2 strikeouts. Big win for the Solano Falcons. They edged American River 10-5. And really, they did it with their bats here this afternoon. Nick Driscoll only goes 2 2/3. But the rest of the guys really carry the way for the Solano Falcons. And it really started with the 3 and 4 hitters. Zach Wells, Alex Crosby set the tone. Aaron Brasher towards the end of the lineup added some more pop with 2 doubles for Aaron Brasher.
And I think it would be great if we could get Aaron Brasher over here.
You sure you ain't going to be afraid to talk?
I don't know. I'd feel pretty good after getting 2 big hits and getting out of the slump. So let's go see if we can get our post-game set up.
We'll take a break real quick, and hopefully we'll come back with Aaron Brasher on set.
Bobby! Bobby! All set?
Got the star catcher of the game here with Aaron Brasher. Big-time performance for you today, 2 for 3 at the plate. Talk about what it was like for those 2 big doubles that you got to really set the tone for the Solano Falcons.
Oh, they felt great. You know, I've been in a big slump all season, and, you know, my approach worked good today.
And, I mean, I know the last couple weeks you might not have been getting the hits, but it seems like you've been a little more comfortable at the plate. Just talk about that. As the season's gone, you felt a little more comfortable as at-bats have come?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Compared to the beginning of the season, you know, lately I've been feeling a lot more comfortable. My numbers ain't really been showing it, but, you know, I practice. I've been feeling good, and I knew eventually I would turn around and the hits would come.
So Nick Driscoll only goes 2 2/3 so far today. But talk about the importance of Orlando O'Halloran coming out of the pen, and talk about the importance that he really did coming in the pen and really shutting the door on American River.
Oh, he came in and pitched great. You know, we need guys to come out of the bullpen and do good. Last year, guys coming out of the bullpen kind of struggled. They couldn't really come in throwing first pitch strikes. Orlando came in real strong today.
How big of a win is this to go to 6 and 4 non-conference schedule as you get ready for Marin this coming Thursday? How big a win for you guys?
It's a huge win. Although it is just preseason, it was good to set the tone to start off for a conference starting up Thursday.
So, talk about Jeffrey Dunmore having a little bit of issues, the home plate umpire today. Were you able to catch anything that was being said between him and a couple of the American River coaches?
Not really between the coaches, but I knew that their dugout was really getting on his nerves. They were being real rowdy, unsportsmanlike. I didn't really hear anything the coaches were saying, but yeah, the umpire was angry and it showed.
So what's the biggest thing you guys got going for you as Bay Valley Conference play starts? It seems like the BVC really playing good non-conference ball, getting ready for the season. I think 6 of the 8 were at 500 or better going into the year. So what's kind of the main focus getting ready for Bay Valley Conference play? Just kind of do what Stover does best, play small ball, do what you guys do best?
Yeah, we've actually been struggling with our small ball, so, you know, we got to get that together before conference starts. We haven't really been executing our bunts, but I think it's going to be important for us to all start hitting together. We've all had our good games, and I think we're all going to come together pretty soon. We're all getting hot right now.
All right, man. I'll let you get back to filled up crew. I don't want all the guys to do all the work with you, but hey, great game today, Brasher. 2 for 3. Keep it up, all right?
Thank you.
So once again, Falcons pull out the W here today. Falcons win 10-5, due in large part to Aaron Brasher, the catcher stud, doing work at the plate, along with Crosby and Wells, combined for 5 hits, 5 big-time hits for the Solano Falcons. So once again, I'm Zach Poff, broadcast partner Greg Poff. Falcons win 10-5, 6 and 4 overall, and stay at number 15 overall in Northern California.